presents exclusive coverage of the International Water Ski Tour. From Champion Lake in Shreveport, Louisiana, it's the Tournament of Champions featuring the world's top water skiing professionals. The Tournament of Champions is brought to you by Mastercraft, the standard by which all others are judged. Coors Light, turn it loose. Ski Supreme, the supreme choice for those who only accept the ultimate in performance. From Champion Lake in Shreveport, Louisiana, this is the Tournament of Champions. Hello, everybody. I'm Jim Biondi. Along with me today, Bud Massey. Bud, this has always been a great stop for water skiers, but especially in this inaugural year of the International Water Ski Tour.
You know, in the 4 years that this tournament has been here, it has established a standard of excellence that rivals any of our stops, Jim, on the tour. We're happy to be here. There's been world records set here before. We got great weather, the site's perfect, and the skiers are just tuned up.
Bud, this is stop number 6 on the tour.
Stop number 6 it is, but stop number 5 was very exciting. We saw some rivalries intensify in Birmingham, Alabama at the Ironman.
The Ironman Classic, presented by the Birmingham, Alabama Jaycees, was at Oak Lake State Park, and the men's slalom started with Mike Hazelwood from Heckington, Lincolnshire, England, for the past 8 years, the overall European champion. He's better known as a jumper, but in the slalom, he's seated number 6 and skied very well at Birmingham, advancing into the finals. Here, Hazelwood making a good pass and making 2 buoys at 38 off. He's in the final bracket, head-to-head against Bob LaPoint from Sacramento, California. Hot on Hazelwood's heels, world champion Bob LaPoint completed 3.5 buoys at 38 off to win the men's slalom in the Ironman Classic, perhaps thinking of brother Kris LaPoint's world record in the slalom, and maybe that's a fact that will be motivating him today here in the Tournament of Champions. For now, a triumphant Bob LaPoint at Birmingham in the Ironman Classic, winning the men's slalom. Lots of admiring fans came out to watch the women, including Deena Brush from Sacramento, California, seated number 2 entering this event in Birmingham as the rivalry between Deena and Camille Duvall continued. Deena completing 2.5 buoys at 35 off as she goes head-to-head against Camille Duvall from Orlando, Florida. Camille seated number 1 going into this event and coming out as well as she completed 3 at 35 off to edge Deena and win the Ironman Classic Women's Slalom title. She also moved to within 200 points of the overall leader as that rivalry between Camille Duvall and Deena Brush continues, and it certainly will today. So the overall leaders in the men's slalom, Bob LaPoint in the lead after the 4th stop on the tour, and Deena Brush leads in the women's slalom. The big crowd in Birmingham then got ready for the freestyle competition, where Harold Cole from Fenton, Michigan, showed off his repertoire and showed why he was the overall freestyle leader coming in to the Ironman at Birmingham. But Cole's arch rival, Scotty Clack, was to rule the day. The champion show skier from Winter Haven, Florida, set a new tour record of 12,976 points to take the freestyle competition at Birmingham, Alabama. Here are the overall leaders then in freestyle. It's Harold Cole just ahead of Scott Clack. In the long jumps, perhaps the most exciting event of the day, Sammy Duvall from Orlando, Florida, challenged as the overall leader in jumps after 4 stops on the International Water Ski Tour. The 2-time world champion had a best on Oak Lake of 188 feet, but that was not good enough in the Ironman, because Mike Hazelwood was having a record day. The British and European record holder was about to add Birmingham to the list. As he approached the ramp with Duvall's 188 staring at him, Mike Hazelwood soared 190 feet for a new Ironman record and the championship in the men's long jump. So the final standings in the jumps. After Birmingham, Duvall, 400 points, ahead of Mike Hazelwood, Karin Roberge third, Lucky Lowe, number 4.
Jim, if this were drama class, we'd say the plot thickens because we expect here at Champion Lake for those rivalries that we've seen develop to continue.
With one exception today, Kris LaPoint is back.
What an appropriate place to be back. 2 years ago, he and Bob put on quite a performance. We can see that happen again here today.
And Sammy Duvall, Mike Hazelwood, that old rivalry in jumping.
4 years, almost perennial rivalries, and Mike's won the last 2, Sammy the first 3. Very close race there.
Sammy's sister, Camille Duvall, in the women's slalom against Deena.
Well, Camille now has the momentum. Deena won the first 3. Camille's won the last 2, but Camille's on a roll. That'll be a tough rivalry as well.
And that new innovation, freestyling.
Freestyling, the unpredictable and unexpected always happens. Harold Cole and Scott Clack, look for them. They'll give you all the thrills and chills you want.
All right, great rivalries coming up today, and we will be back for the start of the Tournament of Champions and the men's slalom right after this.
Ski Supreme, the boat that dreams are made of. Sexy and aggressive, Ski Supreme comes to life with powerful performances and responsive fingertip control. For record-breaking potential or sheer family fun, Ski Supreme delivers both with ease and luxury like you never dreamed possible. Discover why thousands of discriminating buyers worldwide won't settle for anything less than the boat that dreams are made of. Exclusively from Ski Supreme. Call toll-free 1-800-782-7363 for the dealer nearest you.
The Hydroslide kneeboard. Wild, wet, and probably the most fun you'll ever have on water. Hydroslide kneeboarding combines the excitement of surfing with the control of water skiing. And it's so easy to learn, even kids can do it. But the Hydroslide's not just for kids. Even expert water skiers like world overall champion Sammy Duvall use it for recreation, for relaxation, for thrills. Hydroslide kneeboarding is fun, fast, and very, very wet. Slide into fun on the Hydroslide.
Are you up to Mastercraft? A ski made for the masters. A ski that set a world record. A record that held for 4 years. And when that record fell, it was broken by Mastercraft. Top professionals use Mastercraft skis for record-setting performances. If you're up to challenging the best, do it on a Mastercraft ski. Find out what Mastercraft is up to. Keep up with championship skiers and visit your nearest Mastercraft ski dealer. Mastercraft skis, sold only by professionals at specialty marine and sporting goods stores. Mastercraft skis. And the best is yet to come. Mastercraft.
The Tournament of Champions in Shreveport, Louisiana. Let's go down now to Paul McFarland, the voice of the Tournament of Champions, for the introductions of the competitors in the men's slalom.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing for the International Water Ski Tour, the Men's Slalom Championships. The number 8 seeded skier, the Australian Slalom Champion and 5-time Australian Overall Champion from Brisbane, Australia, Mick Neville. The world record holder in this event from Sacramento, California, Kris LaPoint. The number 6 seeded skier, former world record holder from Winter Park, Florida, John McElyea. The runner-up in slalom competition at the Masters just recently from Lake Wales, Florida, Mike Morgan. The National Collegiate Slalom record holder from Winter Park, Florida, Chris Swann. The British and European slalom record holder from Lancashire, Great Britain, won't you welcome Andy Mapple. And the overall winner of the last 8 European Championships from Sleaford Linus, Great Britain, please welcome Mike Hazelwood. And finally, the top-seeded skier for this event the world slalom champion from Lake Tahoe, California, Bob LaPoint.
Jim Biondi along with Bud Massey, and you're about to see the men's slalom, one of the fastest, most exciting events here today, where 8 skiers go head-to-head in the slalom. Here's how they stand so far with their overall points coming in. Of course, Bob LaPoint, the leader, 4,600 points, and just 300 ahead of Andy Mapple.
Chris Swann with 2,900 points, only 18 years old, showing a lot of veteran class here in his first year on the tour. Mike Hazelwood, the great jump champion, 2,600 points in 4th place.
Then you got Kris LaPoint, and he is indeed back after a month layoff with an injury, 2,300 points, and Teddy DeTelder at 1,800.
And then Sammy Duvall, a jumper, also 1,400 points, and Mike Morgan, 1,400 points as well.
Earlier in the men's slalom event, Andy Mapple from Preston, Lancashire, England, was eliminated after skiing against John McElyea. Mike Hazelwood, another Englishman, lost to Kris LaPoint in that head-to-head competition. Chris Swann of Winter Park, Florida, ousted after going up against Mike Morgan earlier. And Mick Neville from Australia tied the Aussie record of 4:38 off, but lost to Bob LaPoint. So in the final rounds of the men's slalom, Bob LaPoint head-to-head against John McElyea, and Mike Morgan takes on Kris LaPoint.
Slalom skiing is the classic tug-of-war, boat against the skier. The course is 850 feet long. There's a gate at the end. The skier sets up wide and comes at an angle towards buoy number 1, a very important buoy indeed, because 2 and 3 are going to be affected by how well he does there. Skier's next major obstacle is ball number 4. As he turns around ball number 4, 5 and 6 should follow, but the skier must exit at the end of the course with the gates at the other end.
Here comes Bob LaPoint on his 38 off run. We talked to him earlier.
Oh, it's real tight. I'm in the points lead, 200 points over Andy Mapple, and there's 3 events left, so I want to try and stretch my lead out.
All right, he's heading for buoy number 2, then 3. He needs more than 4 to stay in this competition. No problem, Bud Massey.
There's number 5. He's going to run this, 38. He's going to come back and give a shot at the world record, I'll bet you.
6 and 38 off for Bob LaPoint, who advances in the men's slalom. And it'll be interesting to see if he comes back for that record. Here comes Mike Morgan at 38 off. Getting into the critical area now as he enters the course. 38 off for Lake Wales, Florida's Mike Morgan. Around 1, pulls around 2, and heads for 3.
Mike Morgan skiing very well. Got a little over his ski there and pulled him out. Oh, he got in trouble just about the time I opened my mouth. Seemed like I doomed him, but he seemed like he was in pretty good trouble coming at 3, and then a little bit of trouble around 3, and then, of course, 4 was completely uncontrollable for him.
Bob LaPoint, 39 and a half off. He wants 4+ buoys to break the record of 4.
Okay, Bob LaPoint coming through the gates looking for number 1. World record on the water here. There's 1 of them. There's 2 of them. Bob LaPoint coming across looking for number 3. There's 3. Bob LaPoint looking for number 4. There's 4 buoy. Bob LaPoint trying to run this. Bob LaPoint.
He's got it.
Bob LaPoint's got 5.
He's got it.
Bob LaPoint just broke the world record at 5 buoys at 39 and a half off in front of 25,000 Shreveport fans.
Right here at the Tournament of Champions, Bob LaPoint is number 1. It's official, 5 buoys at 39 and a half.
Bob LaPoint on the water, an outstanding performance. Almost ran the 39, but here he comes. Look at the extension. Wet turn, but who cares? Bob's cooking right now. On his edge, transfers. It's happening quickly right now, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking 70 miles an hour across the wake, slowing down to 30, changing the edge, digging in. Look at that. Recovered from almost going over. Other skiers went down earlier in our competition on that same situation. Bob LaPoint showing what he's made of as he skis 5 at 39 and a half off, setting a world record right here on International Water Ski Tour, USA Network. What an exciting water ski slalom event we have going today.
Standing ovation for Mr. LaPoint as he comes in as the new world record holder.
Here we go, another shot at the world's record. You can't look at it too much. Bob LaPoint, you see now, as we pick this camera speed back up to the natural action, you see Bob slowing down around the turn, almost lost it. Other skiers did not recover from that. We remind you that. You saw it earlier with other skiers. Bob LaPoint simply will not be beat by anything that he can control, and he just simply went out and broke the world record. Very wet turn, slack rope. Not going to be bothered by Bob LaPoint. He takes that rope back. There's the cut. Look at him change his edge. He knew then. There's where he went out looking for number 6. Couldn't get out wide. Lifts his foot out. I mean, this man's ecstatic.
And who had that world record previously, Bud?
The world record was held by brother Kris, and we're still yet to see that possible matchup.
So Brother Bob is ahead of Brother Kris as a world record holder. Here comes Kris LaPoint as he opens up the 38 off competition. And this is getting into the critical area.
Oh man, look at this number 1 ball now. He needs a good one. Kris LaPoint coming across the wake. There's 2. Kris wants all of these, wants to catch his brother Bob, reset that world record, and he lost that ski.
He's down. At 38 off, Kris LaPoint. Here's another look, Bud.
Okay, Kris comes out wide. It looked like he was in pretty good shape on his number 1. I don't know what happened to him, but number 2, we'll see as he gets down on his edge. I think he just overturned, got down course, tried to correct, lost a little time right there. Comes around number 3, hooked it, overturned, the ski pops up out of the water, and there again, if you lose your edge, there's not really much that you can do to survive.
So Kris LaPoint, who's seen his world record go today with brother Bob, gets 2.5 at 38 and now is in very big danger of dropping out of this men's slalom competition as John McElyea is coming up. Big Mac, he wants 3 buoys at 38 off to advance in the men's slalom. He's got 1. He's got 2. 3. He's got it. Big Mac waves to the crowd as he moves into the finals of the men's slalom. We'll be back with more exciting men's slalom action here at the Tournament of Champions after this.
If your skiing requires something special, look into the exciting new Mastercraft Power Slot. The world leader in tournament towboats, Mastercraft introduces the ultimate in pulling power. The Power Slot, with a revolutionary 1.5 to 1 gear ratio, is the easiest ski boat to drive for short line slalom and jumping. This, coupled with the Power Slot's reliable holding ability, proves that Mastercraft is more than a boat. Mastercraft is a statement of excellence.
Whatever you're into outdoors, you can cool off with Coleman. Take our new 2-liter jug.
Thanks.
Or our Coleman Oscar cooler.
For after tennis.
Choose one of our Snowlight metal coolers, our new 100-quart Polylight, or Coleman's popular 48-quart. Even something cool for the patio.
Lemonade, anyone?
Coleman has a cooler for whatever you're into outdoors.
Coleman, we outfit your outdoors.
Camino Camper is closing out all of their new 84 Fleetwood motorhomes. So now is the time for you to really, and they mean really, save on such famous names as Jamboree, Southwind, and Pace Aero and Reno. For example, you'll save $18,000 off of Camino Camper's list price if you're quick enough to get your hands on one of these new Southwind Class A's loaded with generator, dual air, stereo, deluxe interior, and just a whole lot more. Camino Camper's closeout price just $29,911. All Fleetwood motorhomes being closed out now at Camino Camper in San Jose and Reno.
Hollywood Premiere presents a midweek movie that's one of the year's funniest. It's Moscow on the Hudson, showing exclusively on Gill Cable, Tuesdays and Wednesdays, August 7th and 8th, and 14th and 15th. Robin Williams plays a Russian saxophone player who defects to the U.S. in New York and hides in Harlem. To order Moscow on the Hudson for your private screening at home, phone Gill Cable, 998-4455. Moscow on the Hudson. He's funny.
Such a great show for these spectators and for the contestants, but none of it possible, Bud, without the officials and these key personnel.
Well, never a better word said there, and these people behind the scenes needed to be told. Mary Gail Holcomb is, of course, our chief judge. Might mention all of these officials, including Carol Lowe, our chief scorer. All these folks are certified officials for the American Water Ski Association and the World Water Ski Union. And that's what gives us the high quality performance on the water and the control factors you've seen. As you'll notice, we've had very little technical breakdown. It's due to the quality of the officials.
The finals of the men's slalom, and the first one up is John McElyea. Into that critical area in the men's slalom finals as he heads into the course.
All right, he's coming at number 2. Remember, he's been into 39 today so far in an earlier bracket. There's number 3 skiing. Oh, he was in trouble. You could see it as he came around.
So, Big Mac at 38 off, suddenly in trouble.
Mac was late coming around number 3, and we'll see it here in the replay as he pulls out wide, setting up for his number 1. He had a good number 1 buoy, comes around, pulls that handle right into his midsection, resists, comes across the wake, transfers to his other edge. Watch the handle come to the midsection again for a steady pull. And then you'll see him, he's a little late here. Get his on his edge, enough pull out. He gets down course from the buoy. He tries to overcorrect, come back. He hooks it, skis back towards a buoy. The ski pops up out of the water and the handle's yanked out of his hand.
And suddenly, a new development. The boat speed was slow, Bud, meaning that John McElyea gets a re-ride and is not out of these finals yet. Big Mac with about 9 lives today on Champion Lake. One more time for John McElyea on his re-ride at 38 off. How many times he has survived, and he goes for it again, entering the course for still another run, Bud.
Okay, he's going at number 1, fatigue. He just has to be tired now. Number 2, Irish fatigue coming into play. You see it, he just didn't have control. He wasn't ready. I think just the amount of time on the water took its toll on him.
So Bob LaPoint's job is very clear now. He needs over 1.5, and here he comes on his run at 38 off. Needs more than 1.5 buoys, and I don't think that's going to be much of a problem for Bob LaPoint. He is on the course.
There's 1. Come on, Bob, pushing for the championship. He's got it. He's going to run this thing. Bob LaPoint is going to run 38 off. He's got 4. He's going for 5. He's in good shape. Bob LaPoint got that little hooked it. See the strength factor, style didn't work, so he used strength and made 38 off. Incredible.
It is Bob LaPoint's afternoon on Champion Lake as he captures the men's slalom at the Tournament of Champions. Here comes Bob LaPoint. Incredibly, this big attendance is going to get a chance to watch 2 tries at a world record. Of course, Bob set one earlier, 5 buoys at 39.5. There's his first one on this second world record try. Number 2, he heads for 3 and pulls up as he gets to 3. A big hand from over 20,000 fans who appreciate the job and the show Bob LaPoint put on this afternoon. Bud Massey is standing by with a new world record holder and the champion of the men's slalom today, Bob LaPoint.
You skied today, Bob, like I've never seen you ski before. I think the Tournament of Champions brings out the best in you.
I tell you what, I've been here 4 times now, and I've had good luck. And every time, I look forward to coming here every time.
Well, in the process, he skied into 39.5 a bunch of times a day and reset the world mark 5 at 39.5. Bob, that ought to send shivers up your spine.
Oh, it was great. You know, Kris went out and set the record first tournament of the year, and I've been chasing it all year, and I knew my best shot would be here at Shreveport, and luckily I did it in the first round when I had the energy, and then the last 2 rounds, I'll tell you, it really took it out of me, and I was lucky enough to get into 39, but my best shot was that first time, and I just happened to do it.
Well, he's our 1984 champion, the Tournament of Champions in slalom. The ski is still steaming, folks. He's going to take that hot ski with him to Somerset, Kentucky. Bob, good luck.
Thanks, bud.
The results in the men's slalom: number 1, a new world record holder, Bob LaPoint. John McElyea was 2nd, Mike Morgan 3rd, and Kris LaPoint finished 4th.
Since water skiing's inception in the early 20s, there's been a lot of variations over the years come around, and one of the ones that has really caught on, of course, is kneeboarding. And Hydroslide, one of the prominent manufacturers of kneeboards, in fact, the originator of the device. We see our young superstar here strapping himself in. You know why now it's called a kneeboard. Very simple. We always recommend that everyone on the International Water Ski Tour, and so does Hydroslide, we recommend you wear a personal flotation device. There's mom and dad and brother in the boat, and you see how easy it is right here. Hydroslide's a lot of fun. It's a very safe device. Pulls right off the beach just like a full-time competitor, like all of our stars out here at the International Water Ski Tour. Come on, Dad, get the boat speed up a little bit for us, and we're going to move on out here and have a good time. You'll see this young man doing a lot of little things here, like getting brave and going over the wake. Getting ready with the crowd, of course, getting us a chance to see young Hydroslider. Here we go, over the wake. Okay, now, Dad, let's put the boat speed up a little bit more. And then maybe I'll wave to the crowd, and I'll be a star, and then I'll be on this International Water Ski Tour someday. But in the meantime, a little Hydroslider says he's going to come in. The Hydroslide, one of the great fun devices of water skiing.
Now let's go down to Paul McFarland for the introductions of the competitors in the freestyle event.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing now the freestylers. The number 4 seated skier, skiing with Georgia Ski and Social Club from Tampa, Florida, Terry McAnispy. The 1982 World Freestyle Champion, now skiing with Cypress Gardens, Florida, Mark Jackson. The 1983 World Freestyle Champion, skiing with SeaWorld of Florida, Harold Cole. And the top seeded skier by virtue of his win last tournament at Birmingham, Alabama, and setting a new freestyle record with 1,294 and 24 points. This is Scott Clark, also from Cypress Gardens, Florida.
Jim Biondi along with Bud Massey. One of the most unique events in this inaugural year of the International Water Ski Tour is the freestyle. Bud, tell us about it.
Well, it's also the first time that freestyle, consisting of aerial maneuvers and jumps and flips and so on, has been included in any point system.
And as far as points are concerned, number one, 4,800 points, is Harold Cole, who invented the Mobius.
That's correct. And Scott Clark's number two, 200 points behind at 4,600, our world record holder at the current time.
A close one there. Mark Jackson is third, 2,400 points. And then
Joe Allo, 2,200 points, injured, not here with us today.
earlier, Bud had a chance to talk with Sammy Duvall and Harold Cole about their skis.
The International Water Ski Tour features two uniquely different types of jump events, the long jump and the freestyle. On my left is Harold Cole, our great freestyler, and on my right is Sammy Duvall, our great long jumper. The equipment that they ride on is uniquely different again. Sammy, describe your ski for us.
Well, first off, the ski is anywhere from 68 to 74 inches in length. It's made of high-tech airplane materials, honeycomb core, carbon graphite fiber tops and bottoms. High-performance, high-wrap binding to keep your foot snugly on top of the ski. It's a strong, safe, and it must be durable to give us the protection we need while we're out there going for the long distances.
On the other hand, different again, and as I stated, is Harold Cole, your ski. Describe it.
Well, the materials are all the same. The biggest difference, as you can see right here, is that it's 20 inches shorter than Sammy's ski. And this allows us to be able to do tricks safer in the air and more mobility and a safer landing.
Okay, there you have it. Descriptions of two different products as you see here. And of course, our exciting jumping events have been well received, and we'll take it back.
Terry McAnisby coming in for pass number 2, and no room for error. He fell on the first one.
Okay, Terry, you notice this thing. At this side of the wake, he only carrying about 28, 30 miles an hour speed. And you'll see him coming right now. He's thrust his hips forward. He's doing a forward flip, changed his routine, did a forward flip, and a good successful forward flip. He repeated what he did, fell on his first jump, which is his option.
All right, here comes Mark Jackson for his fourth and final jump in the freestyle event. And he's going to show you a gainer, Bud Massey.
Yes, one of those strong, powerful, entertaining Cypress Gardens skiers. This gainer that he'll perform is doing with hurt ribs. But watch him thrust his hips forward, comes away. Those ribs.
Outstanding.
Those ribs must hurt a little bit because he said they dislocated them, and he skied pretty good for a boy that's been hurt like that, hasn't he?
Certainly
He's
does.
on the ramp surface now. He thrusts forward, gets high into the air, skis on. He's a very form-oriented skier, has a lot of good form. His distance sometimes not quite as forward, but he picks it up in form.
What a clean landing, too.
Yes, very clean. He always has his skis underneath him. He always knows where he's at in the air.
We'll be back with more dynamic men's freestyle jumping, followed by the women's top slalom competitors here on the USA Network.
Connolly, the choice of water ski champions for the last 20 years. For your free brochure giving all the details on Connolly slaloms, tricks, jumpers, and accessories, write the factory today. Now let's listen to what champion Mike Hazelwood has to say about Connolly.
Whether you're out for world records or just out for fun, Connolly skis will help you perform your best. Connolly makes a great sport even better.
Connolly, the top gold medal winner in the last 2 national tournaments. Get your free brochure today.
If your skiing requires something special, look into the exciting new Mastercraft Power Slot. The world leader in tournament towboats, Mastercraft introduces the ultimate in pulling power. The Power Slot, with a revolutionary 1.5 to 1 gear ratio, is the easiest ski boat to drive for short line slalom and jumping. This, coupled with the Power Slot's reliable holding ability, proves that Mastercraft is more than a boat. Mastercraft is a statement of excellence.
O'Brien, the champion, the pro, Judy McClintock, Andy Mapple. When they want the best, they come to O'Brien for tournament slalom skis, trick skis, and jumpers. It's the reason more people the world over ski on O'Brien than any other water ski. O'Brien water skis perform for everyone. The champion, the pro, O'Brien. First, for good reason.
Pleasurecraft Marine Engines, the #1 choice of competition skiers. PCM engines, known for their performance, acceleration, reliability. PCM engines, offering dependable power and a whole lot more. PCM Power, selected for every major world-class ski tournament and selected for water ski shows, such as Cypress Gardens. So whether you ski competitively or just for fun, count on Pleasurecraft Marine Engine Power. PCM, the choice of champions.
And here comes Harold Cole, Fenton, Michigan, on his second trick in freestyle, Bud.
Harold Cole skis at SeaWorld of Florida. He's a superb athlete, has paid the price with injury, has invented many tricks. Right now, you're going to see one that he's invented. Other skiers do call him Mobius. It's a twist. He's in the wrap. He's on the ramp. He does the twist. The circle that never comes together, the Mobius.
Yes. That's the Mobius we've been talking about. He's the founder of it, and he does it well.
Okay, you'll see that he starts his maneuver on the top of the ramp. The circle that never comes together. He does a backflip, but he also does a twist at the same time. They never complete either one of those twists, and he skis away with grand style.
Scott Clack heads toward the ramp for his third trick in the freestyle events.
Okay, you're going to see something. You saw the drama that this boy can put on the water. Watch what happens when he does his version of the Mobius, Harold Cole's invention. And he's in his wrap position. You're going to see the Mobius, the two circles that never come together. Watch them.
Oh, my goodness. Scott Clack with a beautiful Mobius and a lot of points.
One of the things you have to notice about these skiers is we see Scott Clack again. See him already starting on the top of the ramp. He's really going for it. He's getting skis underneath him. There he goes. He comes down. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
23,000 spectators are screaming for a 10 on form, and they're not appreciating the judges' decision.
You know, you see the showman quality of these skiers. After they complete a maneuver, they raise that hand and acknowledge the crowd. They're showmen right from the beginning and right to the end.
And they get the appreciation of over 23,000 here in Shreveport, Louisiana. And the judges have added up all the points. And the winner of this freestyle event is Scott Clack with 12,398 points. And right behind him, Harold Cole, 12,180. In third place, Mark Jackson, and then Terry McAnisby. And now Bud Massey is down with the winner, Scott Clack.
You know, Scott, I don't know what they pay you at Cypress Gardens. I hope they at least pay you hazardous duty pay. You're one of the most exciting skiers I've ever seen. That fall, that final fall, did you really believe you could ski away from that?
Oh, I sure did. My helmet caught the water as I was trying to tumble up, but most of the time I can recover from that. I just had a little bad luck today.
Well, you were 200 points behind in the Grand Prix points and that $5,000 bonus check at Atlanta, Georgia. You're now 100 points behind. You come a little closer going into Kentucky. You think you can keep the nipping at Harold Cole's heels and take him on in Atlanta?
I seem to be peaking out towards the end of the year. I'm skiing really well now. I hope I can catch up with him.
Okay, Scott Clack, the winner of our freestyle competition here, and he did it in grand style with a lot of excitement. This crowd of 23,000 loves him.
The women's slalom, Bud. 4 competitors, all of them top skiers, of course, but one special one, Kim Laskoff. Right now, the current overall standings show Deena Brush just 200 points ahead of Camille Duvall, and there's that rivalry we talked about.
Very, very close indeed. 200 points going into Atlanta with 2 more tournaments. That's very close.
Then Karin Roberge, and then Carrasco. Right now, let's go down to Paul McFarland, the voice of the Tournament of Champions, for the introductions of the women competitors in the slalom.
Ladies and gentlemen, the first event, the women's slalom competition, the finals, introducing the 4th seeded skier, the girls' slalom record holder from Fort Walton Beach, Florida, Kim Laskoff. The 3rd seeded skier, the national overall champion from Orlando, Florida, Karin Roberge. The world record holder in this event from Sacramento, California, Deena Brush. And finally, the top seeded skier by virtue of her recent victory at the Ironman, the winner also of the Masters in Slalom competition from Windermere, Florida, Camille Duvall.
Earlier in today's competition, Deena Brush was trying to maintain her slim overall lead on the tour, but in the semifinals, she came into the course with a slack rope, and it was all trouble after that. Deena goes down course a bit, looks like her body broke at the waist, and she got forward on her skis, only getting 2.5 buoys at 35 off. So Karin Roberge advanced to the finals with 3.5 at 35 off. Big surprise today at Shreveport. The Deena Brush-Camille Duvall rivalry, at least today, gets an early finish. A rising star, Kim Laskoff is the youngest on the tour, 16 years old, from Fort Walton Beach, Florida. Kim epitomizes the challenge aspect of the tour as she used that route to get to this world-class competition. On this pass, Kim breaks the national girls record by skiing around 3.5 buoys at 35 off before being beaten in the semis by Camille Duvall. So in the finals, it'll be Camille against Karin Roberge.
We'll return with the women's slalom finals here at the Tournament of Champions, exclusively on the USA Network.
Are you up to Mastercraft? A ski made for the masters. A ski that set the world record. A ski that tied the world record. A ski that surpassed the world record. A ski sold by professionals at specialty marine and sporting goods stores. Mastercraft skis. And the best is yet to come. Mastercraft.
Ski Supreme, the boat that dreams are made of. Gutsy and aggressive, Ski Supreme comes to life with powerful performances and responsive fingertip control. For record-breaking potential or sheer family fun, Ski Supreme delivers both with ease and luxury like you never dreamed possible. Discover why thousands of discriminating buyers worldwide won't settle for anything less than the boat that dreams are made of. Exclusively from Ski Supreme. Call toll-free 1-800-782-7363 for the dealer nearest you.
For almost 45 years, the American Water Ski Association has been showing people how to have fun on the water. To get a free copy of their pamphlet, 10 Tips to Better Water Skiing, just write AWSA, Post Office Box 191, Winter Haven, Florida, 33882. Just ask for 10 tips.
I'm Camille Duvall, world team member and 12-time national champion. When I want to catch all the action, I turn to World Water Skiing Magazine. Call 1-800-554-3000 today for a 25% savings on a one-year subscription. Each issue of World Water Skiing is jam-packed with super how-to tips, equipment tests, tournament coverage, and the hottest technical developments and more, focusing on everything from basic to advanced slalom, tricks, jumping, barefooting, and kneeboarding. Hurry and call now for water skiing's best buy on action.
Call now to order your one-year subscription for only $9.97. Call toll-free 1-800-554-3000.
Deena Brush came into the Tournament of Champions, the overall leader in the women's slalom. But today, Deena, up in the booth with us now, you have to be a little disappointed.
Yeah, that's putting it mildly. I'm very disappointed, but I'm looking forward to Kentucky, and I'll be there next week.
You know, Deena, your past, when you came in, you commented when you first came in the booth, you thought you were in pretty good shape. Go ahead, make a comment, if you would, on what happened to you on this pass.
Well, I came into 35 feeling pretty good around 1 and 2, and I felt really early. Round 3, I felt early, and all I did was lean a little bit forward at the wakes, and you can see me flying right out the front of my ski.
Okay, skier on the water, Karin Roberge. We are now at 32 off.
Karin navigates that first buoy and then goes down. But what in the world happened?
I'm going to let Deena tell us what happened. Looks to me like though she just overcut and got pulled forward a little bit on her ski.
Well, at 32, what you want to do is really pull out wide for the gates, and you want to set yourself up. And she looks like she set up pretty well for the gate. She got good edge control through there. She just went around 1, and she just looked like she overturned and dropped her head a bit, and that's sometimes how it happens out there.
Exactly, your analysis was right on the money. She did overturn, came back too far around, and her head got closer down into the water, and the fin jumped out, and that was the end of that.
And they've given her 1/2 at 32 off, and Camille, unless something dramatic happens now, Camille has not really been challenged in these finals, Deena.
No, she really hasn't, and all she has to do is go around one, but you have to remember this is record capability tournament, and I think she would like to go out there, run 32, 35 while the pressure's off of her.
So here comes Camille Duvall. She needs one buoy on this pass to win the women's slalom of the Tournament of Champions. Let's watch.
Well, there's her victory, and she's skiing against herself now. She's going to go for this 32 pass. Come on back for 35. Of course, she's not required to go any further than she needs to, but she's now doing it for her own pride and entertainment of the crowd, and the crowd appreciates it. She's happy with her pass on her 32 off run.
There's your women's slalom champion, Camille Duvall.
But I would like to mention Camille just skied into the lead there for Kentucky, and that'll put me in 4th position against her, so I'll be going out in Kentucky against her in the semifinals, which means only one of us will advance into the finals.
Well, Jim, our drama class just keeps getting more and more tense, doesn't it? It's going to be interesting to see in Kentucky.
The plot indeed does thicken, Bud. Fantastic crowd here today, Bud, as there always is every year in Shreveport. This is a class event. Bud Massey is down there with the women's slalom champion, Camille Duvall.
I've got Camille Duvall here, our winner at the Tournament of Champions in the 6-stop International Water Ski Tour. Camille, 4 at 35. You didn't have quite the competition that you expected, but you skied very well today.
Well, thanks a lot. Yeah, I was a little surprised to see Deena go down so early, and Karin pushed me right on up there to the limit till the final round. I was surprised to see her go down so early, but I would have liked to run that 35 and got on to that 38 off pass. I think I'm capable of getting close to that world record or breaking, and I sure would like to do it in the International Water Ski Tour.
Well, you know, you've picked up a lot of momentum since the early season when your back was bothering you a little bit. You've been chasing Deena all season. You passed her today. How does it feel?
Feels pretty good. I don't know, though. If I'm in that 2nd place position, I tend to try a little harder. So maybe if I can stay ahead at the next tournament in Kentucky, when we get to Atlanta, I'll be sitting in good shape.
Well, we expect a good show out of you in Kentucky, and keep your health, and we'll see you there.
Great. Thanks a lot.
Congratulations to Camille Duvall. Back to you, Jim.
The results in the women's slalom, Camille Duvall, number 1. Karin Roberge was 2nd. Kim Laskoff, 3rd, and Deena Brush was 4th. The Tournament of Champions will continue with the thrills and action of the men's distance jumping when we return.
Ski Supreme, the boat that dreams are made of. Sexy and aggressive, Ski Supreme comes to life with powerful performances and responsive fingertip control. For record-breaking potential or sheer family fun, Ski Supreme delivers both with ease and luxury like you never dreamed possible. Discover why thousands of discriminating buyers worldwide won't settle for anything less than the boat that dreams are made of. Exclusively from Ski Supreme. Call toll-free 1-800-782-7363 for the dealer nearest you.
Competitive skiers demand the best from themselves and their skis. Kidder skis have won every major international tournament and hold more world records than all other ski companies combined. Professionals and recreational skiers, too, benefit from Kidder's handmade quality and world championship performance. Skiing for a world title or just for fun, Kidder's got the ski for you.
Kidder skis make me number 1 in the world. No. They make me number 1 in the world. I'm the champ.
Kidder's skis, number 1 in the world.
If you're in business and serious about it, where can you get all the business news you need these days? In a daily newspaper? Even in the best, you get only a section of business news. That's too little. In business magazines, well, if you have to wait a week to read the news, maybe it's not news anymore. Too late. Too little, too late. There's one publication that gives you all the business news you need when you need it, the Wall Street Journal. Every business day in the Journal, the world's largest staff of business news experts reports anything happening anywhere that can affect business, your company, your career, in depth, in detail, in time for you to use it. If you're serious about business, too little, too late isn't good enough. You need the Wall Street Journal.
Save $7.50 off the cover price with a subscription to the Wall Street Journal. Order 19 weeks for $39. Phone toll-free 800-527-9800. That's 19 weeks, just $39 and save $7.50. Phone 800-527-9800.
Now we're going into the men's jumps, perhaps the most exciting event on the tour, Bud, because of the danger factor. Here's how they stand right now in overall points coming in. And there's Sammy Duvall leading Mike Hazelwood by just 400 points. Carl Roberge and Lucky Lowe bring up 3rd and 4th in this close competition. Then we have Mike Morgan, Geoff Carrington, Franz Oberleitner, and Glenn Thurlow.
In the men's long jumps earlier today, Lyle Perkins of Linfield, Massachusetts came out with his first and best jump in the competition. "169 feet, only 4 feet off his Eastern Regionals mark set in 1983. Bob LaPoint didn't know what a great day he would have when he fired and fell short in the jumps competition, despite his best of 177 feet on his third try. Watch Bob on the counter cut. He'll hit the ramp at 65 to 70 miles an hour. Has a personal best of 187 feet, but not today, at least not in the long jump. Mick Neville from down under tied the Aussie slalom record today, but off the ramp it was a different story. This was his second try after a 167 feet opener. This was his best today, but only 168. Not a challenge in the jump competition on this day in the Tournament of Champions at Shreveport. And Glenn Thurlow, the world record holder in the jumps. He did it in his home country of Australia last year, 202 feet, breaking the magic 200 barrier. But here at the Tournament of Champions, Glenn could only manage 179 feet in the 8-man competition. And here is that best jump for Glenn. One of Glenn's hobbies is hang gliding, but that glide not quite far enough. So going into the final competition runs in the long jump, it's Mike Hazelwood, Geoff Carrington, Sammy Duvall, and Mike Morgan.
This is Mike Morgan, and this is his second jump of the afternoon, the first at 155. Kind of disappointing for Mike as he approaches that 6-foot ramp for the second time.
Okay, he's planted that other ski down in the water to slow him down. He's coming across the wake. He waited a long time, a lot of speed. That's an excellent jump for Mike right there. I think that'll be close to 180.
His personal best is 187 feet, done right here at Shreveport. Look at there, 181 feet. Jim, and that's only 6 feet off his own personal best.
Jim, did I call that? I called it. I said about a 180, 63 miles an hour, 23 feet in the air, 181 feet. An excellent jump.
The third and final jump for Geoff Carrington in the long-distance jump event. Here he comes toward the 6-foot ramp, Bud Massey.
He'll get out as wide as he can and stay out there as long as he can. He's committed now, and he's coming with a lot of speed to the ramp. Geoff Carrington kicked a good one. That's an excellent jump. That's our longest jump of the tournament so far. There he goes. I think that was a very, very long jump, for probably his best. And I think that was an excellent jump for him. I'm anxious to see what the results are on this. As soon as it comes up on our screen, we'll know. But Geoff looked like he was very excited, and the skier usually knows when he's done especially well.
That is a personal best for Geoff Carrington, 186 feet, as he closes out his 3 jumps and is challenging now for this event.
We'll be back with more of the International Water Ski Tour and the men's jumping here at the Tournament of Champions.
If your skiing requires something special, look into the exciting new Mastercraft Power Slot. The world leader in tournament towboats, Mastercraft introduces the ultimate in pulling power. The Power Slot, with a revolutionary 1.5 to 1 gear ratio, is the easiest ski boat to drive for short line slalom and jumping. This, coupled with the Power Slot's reliable holding ability, proves that Mastercraft is more than a boat. Mastercraft is a statement of excellence.
Looks like you folks should get acquainted with Coleman.
Coleman? The camping people?
Coleman, the cooler people. The people who make the Coleman cooking machine.
For the patio.
And Coleman canoes and boats.
Now, son, don't forget a life jacket.
That's Coleman, too. So's the tent.
Now, where's Shirley?
And the new Ultimate Lantern.
Hey, this is a Coleman we never knew.
Coleman, we outfit your outdoors.
Are you up to Mastercraft? A ski made for the masters. A ski that set the world record. A record that held for 4 years. And when that record fell, it was broken by Mastercraft. Top professionals use Mastercraft skis for record-setting performances. If you're up to challenging the best, do it on a Mastercraft ski. Find out what Mastercraft is up to. Keep up with championship skiers and visit your nearest Mastercraft ski dealer. Mastercraft skis, sold only by professionals at specialty marine and sporting goods stores. Mastercraft skis. And the best is yet to come. Mastercraft.
Ken Hanna has been instrumental in bringing the Tournament of Champions to Shreveport. Now in its 4th year, Ken, you have to be happy with the progress.
Shreveport's been fantastic with this tournament. It's grown each year, and we're real proud of it.
Can you say the same for the progress of this inaugural year of the Water Ski Tour?
Jim, yes, I can. I think the tour is on to something big. If the skiers, the manufacturers, if the ski industry works together, I think they've got something they can really be proud of and grow. I know Rob Shirley's given it a lot of work, and I wish him a lot of luck.
Well, for that very successful tour, coming up, the last 2 stops, and the first one will be the Lake Cumberland Classic in Somerset, Kentucky. The first time we'll visit there, and thousands of visitors coming to that beautiful lake will see it on August 25th and 26th. Then the grand finale of the tour, the Atlanta International Championships on September 8th and 9th at Lake Lanier. That'll be on USA Television, and we'll be crowning the World Tour Champions for the first time after this year's inaugural tour.
Sammy Duvall is looking over his shoulder at top-seeded Mike Hazelwood. Sammy Duvall on his 3rd jump. He has 186 on the opener and 1 fall. He needs a big one here, bud.
Okay, Sammy Duvall is going to go for it this time like he never has in the tournament so far. Oh, my goodness, he's late. He's got a lot of speed coming to the wake. He's going to kick it. Uh-oh. Oh, my goodness.
Let's see if
Sammy
he's all
Duvall.
right. If he doesn't hold that hand up, they'll go after him right away.
A lot of times the skier, when he has a problem like that, gets pulled out over the top of his skis, he'll go to his side and absorb that shock in the water, pounding in his ribs and back, knocks the wind out of him, takes his breath away. Sometimes they get disoriented. Certainly Sammy is stunned because he did not raise his hand, and he's disoriented. You see how quickly we have people that are always standing by on the shore that go to the skier to help him out. Sammy is a bit stunned from that, peeled his skis right off of him. He's certainly just gotten the wind knocked out of him. Sammy Duvall coming again. Let's see what happens here on this disastrous jump of Sammy Duvall's coming across the wake on his edges. A lot of speed. He committed tremendous speed to the ramp. I don't think he was prepared for the speed that he took. Body crushed. Classic body crush, split skis, got out over the top. His head was very far forward on the ramp. Nothing else could happen but this. See him pull his arm in. He knows he's going in. He's going to go in on his side. The only way the skier can protect himself with his legs and arms is to come in on his side and back. And that's exactly what he did. Of course, the ribs are back there. They push into the lungs, and you know that that takes the air away. He's just disoriented. He's stunned. They'll check him out in the water, and if there's any reason to be alarmed, we'll certainly let you know. But we're concerned now for Sammy Duvall. As we see again, his aerial position, he pulls that arm in. He cannot leave that arm flailing out in the water. Didn't let go of that handle until just the instant he hit the water. It's his only reference point in the air. If he'd lost that, he has no control at all. He has some relative control. He knew where he was going and what he was doing.
Sammy Duvall, the overall leader in jumping on the tour this year, with a terrible fall on his 3rd jump here at the Tournament of Champions. England's Mike Hazelwood, top-seeded, first jump of the day, and he's shooting at 186 feet, which is the high mark today for Geoff Carrington and Sammy Duvall.
And that's a long ways to go, and Mike knows it, but with his shoulders and arms, which he relies on for his jumping, I don't think you'll see him intimidated a bit, carrying a lot of speed this time at the ramp coming. Good kick. What a jump by Mike Hazelwood.
An opener. Outstanding for Mike Hazelwood.
There he goes, coming across the wake. Watch him kick here. Watch him kick. What a kick. Excellent jump, Mike Hazelwood. He did everything just about right that time. I would be a bit surprised if that's a very long jump well into the 80s.
193, a new tour record, Bud Massey, for Mike Hazelwood.
67 miles an hour, 23 feet in the air, both highs for any jumper, and it converts to 193 feet. Our tour record, our leader and winner, Mike Hazelwood, is hot as a pistol.
Bud Massey is with the distance jumping champion, Mike Hazelwood.
Mike, congratulations.
Hey, thanks a lot, Bud. I felt good out there today, and I think I've got a lot left in me.
I'd like to ask you, Mike, you've been chasing Sammy Duvall all year. You're now within 200 points of him by virtue of this victory going into Somerset, Kentucky. How do you feel going in? It looks like you've got a lot of momentum.
I feel really strong. I know I've been having jumps in practice in the high 90s, close to 200, and right now I'm really psyched up and building.
All right, Bud, here are the final results of the distance jumping event. Mike Hazelwood with 193 feet. That is a tour record. In second place, Geoff Carrington with 186 feet and a backup jump of 180 feet. Then in third place, Sammy Duvall, 186 feet, and then 2 falls, and Mike Morgan finished fourth. Well, Champion Lake was well named, wasn't it? A world record in the men's slalom by Bob LaPointe, a tour record in distance jumping by Mike Hazelwood. Bud Massey, some final thoughts from you after an incredible day of water skiing.
Well, Jim, I'm just about speechless. No surprises, really. All the records were kind of expected, but I think a tribute must go to this 23,000-plus crowd. The skiers were inspired, and we saw it on the water today. Quite an impressive tournament.
All right, Bud. Now let's take a look at the overall standings after this 6th stop on the International Water Ski Tour. In the men's slalom, the Grand Prix points show Bob LaPointe in first place with 5,600, Andy Mapple in second place, 4,900, Chris Swann is third, and Kris LaPointe fourth. And rounding out the top 8, Mike Hazelwood, Mike Morgan, Carl Roberge, and Eddie DeTelder. In the freestyle, Harold Cole leads with 5,700 points, just 100 behind Scott Clack, followed by Mark Jackson and Terry McAnispy. And in the women's slalom, Camille Duvall, 5,600 points. Right behind her is Deena Brush with 5,500. In third place, Karin Roberge, fourth, Anna Marie Carrasco, and Kim Laskoff is fifth. And in the men's jumps, it's Sammy Duvall, 5,600 points in the lead. Mike Hazelwood, 200 points back. Carl Roberge is third, and Geoff Carrington fourth. Rounding out that top 8, Mike Morgan, Lucky Lowe, Glenn Thurlow, and Franz Oberleitner. Don't forget our next stop on the tour, especially you folks in Kentucky, the Lake Cumberland Classic at Somerset, Kentucky. And now for Bud Massey, this is Jim Vianti saying thanks for joining us at the Tournament of Champions in Shreveport, Louisiana.